Hello everybody and welcome. Kevin Ikov here from Kevin Ikov Ministries. It's been a while since I've made a video. The main reason is because I've lost my video photographer who used to do all the editing and things like that. And I know it doesn't sound very complicated probably for a lot of people out there that know how to use IT and the cell phone and the computer really well, but for me, I've always struggled with that and it's not my forte. And so anyway, I'm going to try to make these videos without her, and I'll do my best. I don't know that they'll quite be the same quality that was there before when Monica was helping me, but like I say, I'll do my best. And one of the subscribers to my YouTube channel, and someone who I've kind of helped more on a personal basis, has sent me about 4 questions, and I have a feeling will probably send me more. But I wanted to answer those questions, and I thank you for sending the questions to me. And I'll start with those, and we'll see where we go from there and how this kind of unfolds. As far as Kevin Ikov Ministries and where that's at this point in time, somebody is renting my house, so I've kind of stopped doing construction on the actual office and the yoga studio in the basement. It's basically being housed now by a PhD nurse who works at Children's Hospital in Philadelphia. So while she's there, I don't want to really disturb her and make a lot of noise and things like that. So that's kind of on hold. I'll read the question as it was written by this person. In your 50 years of experience in both your own life and observing others, what would you say are the most common mistakes or pitfalls beginners should be aware of to avoid on a spiritual path? And he asked for examples of stories from real life and things like that. And so what I can say to you is the biggest pitfall that occurs in finding your spiritual path is when you believe a false guru, a false teacher, and you get involved with an organization that makes you have beliefs over experiences. Because spirituality is about the experiences, not about what you believe. You can believe anything to be true, and that doesn't make it true. Spirituality is about eliminating your ego sense and your connection to those ego senses. And the experiences that you gain help you eliminate that ego sense and bring you closer to the divine. And that's all from the inside. And just for an example, some of the organizations like Transcendental Meditation, which many of you know, that's what I started with many, many years ago. It's had numerous lawsuits that have occurred. There's people still outraged over a lot of things that have gone on. The organization did not really fulfill its need for what I believe the students to progress them along a divine path. The person that was there that did that, which I really feel was Charlie Lutz, has passed away long ago, and his whole directory or direction was toward God and the divine. TM didn't want to do that. They wanted to make it a scientific development and try to eliminate all of that. And you can't bring a spiritual practice in which you're trying to find divinity and claim it's there for the use of scientific research and development. You just can't do it. And TM has tons of things on scientific research and development as far as what meditation can do for you. And so, some of the lawsuits were in things of like where, yogic flying was there and people couldn't fly. And so lawsuits emerged, as well as other lawsuits that, a lot of things that they were saying about the invincibility and all kinds of other stuff to bring to other countries and stuff invincible how. It sounds like crazy talk. And so spirituality is a thing that occurs on the inside of you. And you have to trust your most inner self. You have to feel that it's right and know that it's right. And the only way you can know that it's right is by those experiences. Another example is, and I hate to point out these lawsuits and things, but like Muktananda, who was here around the same time TM was going on. That was probably the big other person to follow in regards to this. And, Muktananda his organization has just recently been brought up with a lawsuit of various people Muktananda raped and whatever, all these women. That's not the kind of organization that you want to belong to. You don't want to belong to an organization in which any of these kinds of allegations are made, and whether they're true or not true, you need to stay away from all of that. That's the pitfall. The pitfall is to never get involved deeply into the organization. It's about your own self-spiritual growth, your inner growth. And if the organization and the people around you and the guru or the teacher or the priest or the monk isn't helping you do that, then you need to walk away and find somebody else. And there's nothing wrong with walking away. I've walked away from a lot of people. I've walked away from various ammas, mothers, Indian mothers here that had things and teachings and this and that, and I saw things that just didn't look copacetic to me. And so I walked away. And so when you see that something isn't right and it doesn't speak rightness to you and truth, you need to walk away from that, because your truth is the most important truth. It's you that's going on the path. There is no one else on the path but you. The path doesn't have thousands of people on it. It's got you on it and you only. That's your spiritual path. The path is dedicated to you, for your own development. And when you allow someone else to come in to that path and try to give you false beliefs, false things to try to elevate you, and tries to feed your ego, and I can say that's a pitfall, to watch out for those that want to feed your ego, because the more ego you have, the more power that they kind of give you, the further away from the divine you will go. The divine has nothing to do with that power. The divine has nothing to do with the ego. The divine is a consciousness that is there. You can tap into that consciousness, but you have to let go of basically everything. And at some point, you will even let go of the teacher or the guru or the monk. You will surpass them in the sense that they've given you as much as they can give you teaching-wise, and now it's all up to you. They've taught you how to swim, and now you're going to start to swim. And you're going to keep swimming until you reach the other shore. And that is how it works. But you need a good swim teacher. You need a good teacher to teach you in the first place. And so a lot of it depends on a good teacher. And it can be hard to find a good teacher. And it may take some trial and error, because not every teacher speaks to the same person. We're all different individuals. Just like medication, when you give medication to a person, it may affect one person perfectly fine, make them well. It may actually almost kill the other person. So you have to find what works for you, and only you will know that. And then sort of developing a good sense of truthfulness for yourself as to what you want that path to will unfold for you. That's a good way to go. What is the truth? What is the truth in the path? I see lots of people that, some people will say, well, Jesus is the only way. He's the only thing you can have. Or Krishna's the only way. It's only Krishna, nothing else. Can't have Shiva, can't have anybody else. It's the only way. It may be for them. That's their truth. That's not necessarily my truth. The thing is, the divine has nothing to do with any of those ego connections of belief. These are belief-centered things. And lots of things out there in spirituality are man-made. You know, all the different levels of consciousness or all these kinds of things that you can do to get higher and develop better and all that. A lot of that's man-made stuff to make money. And if there's money connected, I guarantee you there's corruption. And corruption is not the way to go spiritually. Spiritually, you're going to an area in which truth becomes uber important. And that importance will help develop you further and further and further into the path. And the more that you follow the truthfulness of things, the more you will see that path of truthfulness unfold. And so I hope this helps you somewhat develop your own path and avoid some of the pitfalls out there. Just be aware. Just be aware. Take concern as to what's going on. I wish you a wonderful day. Jai Bhagwan, Namaste. May you see the light within yourself and within all others.
The double lines is pause, right?